How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you guys the 98 overall Signature Series Yadier Molina debut behind the dish. He is going to be playing catcher for this video, batting in the 5 spot. That is going to be the lineup, and this is going to be the pitching staff for this video. Hopefully we get a lefty on the mound, and we are going up against Clayton Kershaw. It is a Clayton Kershaw matchup, and this will also be a World Series matchup, as this opponent is rated in the 900s and I'm rated at 914. So this game will be played on Legend difficulty. With the recent patch, they did also include the swing timing windows are slightly altered on Legend difficulty, with very early foul balls and very late foul balls. So I was curious to see how that was going to play in this one. That was the most recent change, and as far as Hall of Fame and All-Star difficulty goes, I haven't really seen too much feedback where they fixed much regarding the patch, and that could just be a small sample size. I'm not quite sure yet. That was just some of the feedback that I was seeing on Twitter. But to start this game off, Ichiro is starting off with a base hit the other way. I was able to keep the opponent off balance in the first inning, facing a couple really good players in Rogers Hornsby and Willie Mays. And that's big in getting Clayton Kershaw's confidence up early in the game, as I was able to rip a base hit with Tony Gwynn. I struck out with Roberto Alomar, and it was a very late swing, and I didn't make contact with it. But here is Yadier Molina's debut. A very early foul ball there, so kind of trying to see some of these differences in this patch. But Yadier Molina is ripping a base hit down the line, and that is going to score Ichiro. However, he does take a really long turn around first base. I don't really know why. I probably pressed L1 too long and got back picked there, coming back to first base with Yadier Molina. Unfortunately, it was bringing up Rickey Henderson facing Kershaw with already 1 run scored in the inning. I followed that one up with a 4-pitch walk to Frank Thomas. I was trying to throw the ball in the zone, and I just was unable to do it. Now we're facing Chipper Jones. Luckily, I was able to get a ground ball double play right here from my creative player. That is an 85 diamond with pretty decent stats. He does have a power focus at an 85 diamond, and then I'm going to go ahead and select contact focus for the second option. But I was able to get a couple strikeouts there in the second inning, followed it up with a leadoff base hit from Rickey Henderson. And I was assuming that this opponent was going to go to a slide step quite often. He was doing it already with when I had runners on base. He does hang a slider there, and Francisco Lindor hits it out for a 2-run shot. I wasn't planning on stealing, just because Clayton Kershaw already has a quick motion to the plate, and I didn't really want to throw myself out of another inning. I already got back picked with Yadier Molina earlier. But what a play from Willie Mays there to end the inning from Ichiro. I was trying to extend it with the 2 outs, get a 2-out rally going. But I was able to get a couple strikeouts against this dude, and I noticed that he was swinging too late and missing the ball. And I don't know if this is my first game on Legend since the patch. I don't know if it really fixed all that much, but I noticed a few more strikeouts in this game than what I might have before the patch. So anyway, I just thought I would include that. I'm looking to get the confidence on some of his other pitches, like the 12-6 curveball and the fastball. I did have a slightly bad confidence with that fastball because I did throw a 4-pitch walk with it and threw a lot of fastballs in that at-bat to Frank Thomas. That's something to keep in mind when you're facing the pitcher. You want to try and get your confidence back up, because so far in this game I'm able to hit a few of his pitches. I was able to hit the 12-6 curveball, the fastball, and the slider. So I got those pitches confidence down on this Clayton Kershaw for the opponent. And there I just unlucky in the second at-bat with Yadier Molina. I hit the ball hard, but it is a ground ball double play right to the second baseman. And now we're facing Rogers Hornsby. That was a really good slider. He went with the check swing on that one. Good timing, but it was a dot of a pitch, called strike 3 anyway. And Willie Mays is up now. I started him off with the fastball. I figured I would go through a couple sequences as I get the gold bar of confidence with Kershaw here. It definitely affects how often I'm able to get blinking good feedback on the meter, and it also affects the hit result, I would say, the outcome of the hit. If you square it up and Clayton Kershaw has maxed out confidence, then it's going to be tougher to get a base hit that way. I've experienced it facing him many times, and he is very good. But there, Yadier Molina is making the play defensively on that broken bat hit from Willie Mays. Throws him out at first base. So I wanted to include that in this video because I don't know how many defensive opportunities I'll get with Yadier Molina in this gameplay. But starting this next inning off with Rickey Henderson, another leadoff base hit. That's going to be important to get 99 speed on first base. I haven't attempted a steal yet in this game, and now is the opportunity where I was looking to do so. I was able to steal second, even though he did do a slide step. He did throw a slide step fastball. I was able to get in there and tag up from second base there on the sac fly. That's going to be important because now there's only one out. I have Francisco Lindor, who already has a home run in this game. A 3-2 count. I'm going to go ahead and contact swing there, try and get the job done, hit the ball to the right side. I was able to get a sac fly. It does hit. I do hit it to Ichiro there, who has 98 arm strength. He gets the ball in rather quickly, but 99 speed does come around to score from third. And that's going to be a big run. I mean, go up by 4 runs. Now we're up by a grand slam, at least a couple base hits and a home run in order for this opponent to tie up the game. And right now I'm throwing a perfect game. I mean, I'm throwing actually a no-hitter because I did indeed walk Frank Thomas earlier in the game, but I still have his confidence all the way up because I was able to get the confidence back on those pitches that I was struggling to locate with. Now I got the confidence all the way up on most of his pitches, and that allows me to get this confidence bar, and it's going to come into a big effect right here. I mean, I'm getting a couple strikeouts. I'm getting good feedback on just about every pitch, and that pitch right there could have been sent out for a home run. That was against Matt Williams with 121 power, but I was able to locate the pitch. He does rage quit right there. I think he dashboarded in that one. I thought I might got the loss for a second there, but rather than playing another game with Yadier Molina, I went ahead and sold him because he was going for a decent price, around 120,000 stubs. I did lock in these event vouchers, and I will have some packs and another gameplay included in this video. For the second gameplay, I wanted to do something a little bit different that I haven't necessarily done yet for a debut. I wanted to include a game of ranked seasons where I'm going up against an opponent that also has Yadier Molina starting. I played a guy who was in the World Series or might have been on the verge of World Series, and I was also bouncing back and forth. So I think we played on Hall of Fame. He has Yadier Molina against me, and I'm also using Clayton Kershaw on the mound. It was a really good opponent as well. It was kind of crazy because I was playing the game on my live stream, as I don't get any diamonds in this pack opening, but I did get a couple golds there out of the 5 show packs. It's pretty crazy. I did play the game on the live stream. I went up against a viewer's baseball coach, so that was kind of interesting to go up against somebody who was in the stream and they knew the opponent that I was playing. It was their baseball coach from, I think, high school or college, but definitely a good player. He has a really solid team. He has Harmon Killebrew in the 3 spot, which kind of surprised me with the other players that he does have. But this was definitely a good game, and anytime you go up against somebody who has a lot of baseball knowledge, then that's going to play into effect in the game regardless, because they understand the game of baseball. They're going to look to be aggressive. This opponent was trying to bunt and steal, play some small ball, get the guys over, get them in, exactly what you're supposed to do in the game of baseball. And there Yadier Molina, in his first at-bat against me, was ripping a base hit with 2 outs, extending the inning for Matt Kemp. And luckily I was able to get out of the inning, but I could definitely tell right away that Yadier Molina card was really good. A lot of vision, a really good contact, and reminded me of a right-handed version of Tony Gwynn. And when this game was played, I did have Wade Boggs in the lineup, and I was able to hit a no-doubter lefty-lefty. Didn't really have too much action with Wade Boggs. I didn't really have too much success with him. I did have a lot of lineouts with him to the outfielders and to the infielders, but he was pretty good for me at third base, and I would recommend him. However, I am going to be going with a different option in Omar Vizquel when he does come out. That's why I included those event vouchers, and I'm also trying to get my 15th win in the event to get that 4th voucher before the second event comes out. But anyway, this opponent was definitely had some opportunities in this game. He was able to get a couple base hits. He had some base runners. He was really just one big hit away so far from taking the lead and actually breaking this game open. I mean, he had a lot more opportunities than I did. At this point in time, I really only had a few base hits, including that solo shot from Wade Boggs. I mean, they only have 3 hits apiece. But the way this opponent was able to maneuver his base runners and play the game of small ball here, he's going with the bunt, and it doesn't quite work out for him, but he does get 94 speed on first base there, so he kind of sacrifices the pitcher, but gets 94 speed on first. He was able to steal second, and I thought he might take off for third as well, because, I mean, it's tough to get guys out when they're stealing bases, unless if they get a good jump, and it's really tough to just counteract the base running in this game. There I took a power swing with Frank Thomas. I got that one on the outside corner, and I didn't really have too many base hits in this game, but I was able to hit a couple home runs and go up 2-0. And I was also able to limit the opponent from getting that big hit with runners in scoring position, because he did have a couple runners in scoring position almost every inning. I mean, quite often in this game, he had the opportunity to tie it up, to take the lead. And here's another at-bat with Yadier Molina. I threw this pitch over the middle of the plate way too much, and he hit it out to right field. I think the only player that could really make that play is Tony Gwynn and Ichiro in right field as of right now. But definitely tracks that one down. I got extremely lucky that he got the speed boost at the very end there. And then in the ensuing inning, he throws a hanging curveball. I got it with the gold creative player. At this time, I was using Brian McCann behind the plate. So I had my gold creative player in at shortstop. More of a contact hitter, but I did hit that one, and he hung it over the middle of the plate. I squared it up. But, I mean, this opponent was not going down without a fight. I mean, he knocked a base hit with Jose Reyes there on a nice pitch. He's going to be able to score him from second on this base hit from Chipper Jones. I went ahead to bring in Dennis Eckersley. He's a pretty good reliever for me, but this opponent got one back, and it's now a 3-1 game. I'm looking to get that run right back and potentially more with a extra base hit from Tony Gwynn. That's going to be a double. There's no reason for me to extend to third. He does have good outfield with some quality arms out there, but this is a crazy way to end the game. He had a chance to walk it off there. He scored a couple runs in the bottom of the 9th inning and made it a 4-3 game. And that was definitely a tough matchup. Clayton Kershaw gets the Player of the Game award, and I was barely able to hit his Clayton Kershaw as well. The opponent out-hit me in that game, had more base hits than I did. But like I said before, he's just missing that one big hit. And we move up into the World Series once again. So he's 850 rating. I thought he was a little bit higher for that one. But this is my last game of the event. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, I was able to hit a solo shot with Acuna, and that Acuna card is absolutely insane. He's playing up against lefties right now. I think he's at like 100 contact, 100 power versus lefties. But at this time, he was playing up against righties, 90s versus both. And really a lot like Mike Trout in this game, honestly, with the quirks that he does have. But a really good budget card. Not as good as Mike Trout, obviously, with the defense. But get the 15th win there. That's going to get me the last voucher. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wanted to try and include as much gameplay as possible in this Yadier Molina debut. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. I'm College Lefty, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.